Quadratic functions continued. Okay, so let's start from the jump. You are given a quadratic function here. Everybody should have attempted this homework, okay? Or they should at least have some idea what to do here. Right? Online, I hope all are here, man. So they want us to write this quadratic fx in the form f of x is equal to a open brackets x plus h squared plus k, right? They just said where a, h, and k are real numbers, meaning they are numbers, right? First things first, what does it mean to write a quadratic in this form? What do we call that? Complete the square. And you have to know what to do. Right, guys? See what's going on here? Hey, buddy. Hold on, right, guys? Right. So, h is equal to b over 2a. Right? What is a? What is b? What is c here, my children? 2. A is equal to 2. B is equal to?
B is 4. And C is
equal to?
4.
Where did I get this? A quadratic, right? Where did I get this? A quadratic is of the form A quadratic is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. Everybody good there? Complete the square, right? So there we go. Somebody map it out for me here. H will be equal to what? B, oh, 4 over, which is 1. Talk done. Right? K will be equal to 4 by minus squared all over 4 by 2. Everybody good there? Right. What is working out to be? Let's give me the final answer here now. We don't have time for this. -7. Somebody second -7. Somebody face to face got -7. Right. Everybody get -7. I hear Janae said she gets it. That's only 2 people. I need more. Because sometimes others go. Right. So we have K, we have H. Now we still did not finish the question, guys? The question is to complete the square, which means to write our quadratic in the form A open bracket x plus h squared plus k, right? So this will be equal to what is A? Come on, let's go. What is A? 2, right? Open brackets x plus 1 close brackets squared plus what is k? So here why? That's erasing this plus here because our plus and our minus is a. So let's put -7 here one time. Cool? So we have completed the square. Guys, moving on to B. State the equation of the axis of symmetry. Give me what's supposed to represent it. It'll be what? What is the axis of symmetry represented by? Everything is written in your notes. X is equal to Jesus Christ. Thank you. Whoever that was, thank you, Priya. Right? Thank you, Priya. X is equal to -h, right? This represents the axis of symmetry. Right? So many rocket science here now. So many rocket science now. I'm dying, boy. I'm dying to understand. Where the rocket science, bro? X is equal to -h. Once you learn out that, anytime you see the axis of equation for axis of symmetry, you know as x is equal to -h. So x will be equal to negative what?
-1.
Where the rocket science here? Cool. Show me the difficulty here now, cool. Where the difficulty? Isabel, where the difficulty here? Ole killing me. Come on, let give me life, you know. Students, let's give teachers life now. They don't understand that, you know. Ole give me life now. It's like on my lowest life right now. Let give me, what is getting Fortnite by? What is getting Fortnite? You look like you played Fortnite whole night. Right. State the coordinates of the minimum point. What the coordinates of the minimum point is given by? Anybody? -h, comma, k. Boom. What's negative h? Look at right above there. Negative 1, comma. Where the difficulty? A man tell me brain fry when he watch your homework. Tila, you get through this? Tila, what is smiling at doing this so? Ole, come now, Ole, we had a work, you know. We had a work. Sketch the graph for f of x, but it didn't tell us what to show on. Oh, I feel I know what's going here. This wasn't supposed to have any e here. Sketch the graph of f of x, and then on the graph of f of x, clearly show these things, right? So this is all we shown on this graph, right? So remember, our sketch is what? Our sketch is freehand. Remember that, Raheem? Freehand. Let me draw the x-axis and y-axis, please. Right? Which axis is this? Anybody? Running vertically. Y. Y-axis. Horizontally would be my? Right, come on, Ola. Let me go, man. I know it's vacation, but we can't approach it with this. Vacation is the time you gotta be more serious than when school going on. You gotta be more serious because you had the time. You had the time now. So put the intensity on this work. Right. What's my minimum point again? Well, it will be the coordinates of the minimum point. Negative 1, comma, negative 7. And what's my axis of symmetry again? X is equal to? Right. So there we go. Negative 1 on the x-axis. Wait, first of all, my first value will be my what value? X-axis or y-axis? X. And my second value will be my? Everybody good there? Come on. Let it give my life, you know. Hey, I gotta call you back in a moment. And the funny thing is, all this coming out in the video, eh? Right, let me go. Right, so negative 1, it's a gauge. It's a gauge, right? Negative 1 will be somewhere here. Everybody agrees because 0 is here. So negative 1 going to the left, right? Then negative 5, I'll have to go down here a little bit because negative 5 will be going down on the y-axis, right? So this will be coming down. Negative 5. Right? Everybody good there?
So are we doing negative 5?
Oh, it's negative 7, right? My bad. Negative 7, right? We can leave it right there. Remember, that's our gauge. Right. So everybody see my minimum point here? Right? So we're gonna draw U. Okay? Try to make it proportion. Right? Insert curve, right? So I come in here, bang. Right? I do a straight line, bang. Right here, I could just move mine. I could move mine. That's the privilege I have. Wait. All right, I'm gonna draw too far. Hold on. Insert curve. All right, so we come in, boom, bang. Right, we looking better here now. We looking good there, Danny? So let me show you all what the equation of the axis of symmetry would be represented by. We're going to put a dotted line now to indicate the equation of my axis of symmetry. It's a line that runs from top to bottom and goes through negative 1 because remember, x is equal to negative 1. So this line here will be x is equal to negative 1, put negative 7. Negative 1, which will be the equation of my axis of symmetry. Y'all know what symmetry means, right? Symmetry means a cut in one. Excellent. Symmetry is 2 M's, then. Symmetry. Yes, 2 M's. Right. So this, I put in a dot here. This dot here was my minimum point. Right? That's all the things that CSEC asked us to show on this sketch. Right. What are the roots of my quadratic? Or the roots of this equation? What are they? The values of what? Anybody? We have 21 people online. Somebody said the values of? Somebody said it. X. Very good, Daryl. Daryl, I'm going to sit today in class, boy. Right. So the values of X are my roots. So the roots would be values of X, right? So we need to solve the quadratic, right? So we're gonna try quadratic factorization, or we're going straight quadratic formula. All I want to do. So you can watch it first, eh? Watch 2 multiplied by -5 as well. 2 multiplied by -5 would be -10. And the only things you have for -10 will be 2 and 5, and then 1 and 10. So none of them would work out to be 4. You all see why I can just go to the formula one time? Let me go to the quadratic formula. What's the quadratic formula there? Quadratic formula. Quadratic formula. X is equal to -b plus or minus the square root of all over. Now CSEC actually gives you this formula in the formula sheet above it. So you really have to memorize it. But once you do the right amount of work that you're supposed to be doing, right, Zaria, you'll end up memorizing it. Once you do the correct amount of work. You hear me, Emery? So even though CSEC giving it, it would be committed to memory because you're doing plenty questions like it. And every question you do, you're writing the formula over and over again. So it would stick. Right? So we go in. Somebody remind me what A, B, and C are, please. Remind me, I'm going to write it here. A is equal to, B is equal to, and C is equal to. Right. So X is equal to -4 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 by all over 2 by 2. Everybody good there? So X is equal to -4 plus or minus the square root of what? Give me away again when you work out that underneath the square root there, please. Anybody? Where you get there? Somebody second 56. Somebody give me 56. All over 4, right? 2 2s are 4. Somebody second 56, please. I hear no seconds yet. 4 squared minus 4, open brackets 2, open bracket -5, and Emery seconded, and I think I hear Taylor seconded. Everybody get that? Right. So let me branch off. We branch it off. We branch it off now. So we go in here, and we go in here. Right, Raheem? What we doing in this one, Raheem? X is equal to -4 what? What we using, the plus or the minus? Right, let me go plus square root of 56. Right, these things easy, you know. These things is food, you know. You just have to remember the process. You must remember the process. If you don't remember the process, the food won't be food. Right? So it'll be -4, and then you know you're using minus on this side, right? Minus square root of 56 all over 4. Right, let's work. Give me some answers here. I need 2 answers from the roots of my quadratic. Roots. Roots are the values of X. The values of X are the roots.
So for the negative 5.87. That's the 2 decimal.
Yeah, go to 2 decimal places. 5.87 and the minus in. You get that? Check it. Where you get?
Put the minus again. 0.13. Better than 90.42.
Somebody second or where you again?
2.87.
2.87. Somebody saying for here. And wait.
2.13. It's about 2. Better than 90.42.
2.13.
Yeah, that one.
So listen, I hope all you work out the top, press equal, and then divide by 4. Because if you put it as 1 and then you put divided by 4 at the end, the calculator will divide by square root of 56 and then add it to -4, which will be wrong. Yeah, them calculators are weird, eh?
So for 7.4, 50 minus.
7 point what?
7.4.
Are you sure? That's 7.4, it's something wrong. It's something going to be a minus. Right, somebody say negative 2.87 here. Huh? Somebody says 0.87 here and somebody says 0.287. Most of the times it is at the same.
Negative 2.87.
Right. For which one? And the plus is 0.87. All right. So we are number 6 now. Write this function in the form a open bracket x plus a squared plus k, where a, h, and k are constants to be determined. Hence, or otherwise, determine the value of f of x, well, the minimum value of f of x, and the value of x to which f of x is a minimum, right? Solve the equation, this expressing your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So let me start with what they asked us above here. They want us to write this quadratic in this form. What does it mean to write a quadratic in this form? Completing the square. So they are asking us to complete the square. Caleb, where are you? Caleb, why your camera off? Daryl, your camera can't come on. Right, I've seen Daryl. Carol, John. No. Okay. Don't worry. I know that's Caleb. That's Caleb also. But Caleb, your camera put on, please. Mr. Caleb. Where Caleb, boy? Caleb. I know Caleb gone now. Caleb. Where? Lucky put he type up not working. Yeah, some probably is, I don't know. Sometimes I leave and come back. So let me go. What is A? A is equal to 3, B is equal to -5, and C is equal to, who does not know where we get these numbers from? Online. Raise your hand if you don't know where we getting this A, this B, and this C from. Face to face. Right, let me go. A quadratic, right? So a quadratic, let me write it in red, because I know that somebody who and see what's going on here. So a quadratic, write it. I don't care if you have it, if you know it. A quadratic is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. A being the number in front x squared, b is the number in front x, and c is the number that is by itself. So you will see that the question above here, the quadratic is 3x squared. So I'm going to write it right underneath here. 3x squared minus 5x plus 1. What's the number in front x squared? You see that, right? What's the number in front of x? It's not 5. It's -5. What's the number that's by itself? About color coordinated, all kind of thing, right? So this is this. This is, well, is it including the -5, and then C would be 1. S. Robinson and M. Robinson. I don't think it's M in us. And there's some A something is your name, M. Robinson. What's your first name? Is Mary? Is not Mary? Is Amari or something? So Tamara. All right. So okay, I'll call him Mary. Okay, we'll call him Mary. So M. Robinson and S. Robinson. Now let's see what's going on here. Right, let me work. Right. A would be equal to, oh God, I don't write already. Gosh, let me come and write thing over and over again. Right, so there we go. We need to find H and we need to find K. What is H? H is equal to? Excellent. What is K? Minus B squared all over 2 by 3. And what is it be? H is equal to what? Negative 5 over 6. And what is K? 4 by what? 4 by 3 by 1 minus, minus B, which is negative 5 squared all over 4 by 3. Somebody give me the final answer here. What's K? 1 point. Well, give me as a fraction now. Press the A, B, and C now and give me as a fraction. 1 and 1 over 12. So it'll be negative 13 over 12. Right? I'm leaving it improper. Everybody good there? Let me pause. This is not the end of the question. So it'll be A open bracket X plus H squared plus K. Go ahead. Oh, not seeing. Sorry. Yeah. All right. Okay, so they asked us to complete the square. So I'm going to complete the square now, right? So A would be what? What is A? Open bracket X plus negative 5 over 6, right? So let's put minus 5 over 6. Everybody good there? Huh? And then plus negative 13 over 12. So let's put minus 13 over 12 one time, right? And this will be squared. Everybody good here? I completed the square. All right? Everybody good here? All right. Moving on. Hence or otherwise determine the value, the minimum value of f of x. What is the minimum value given by? The minimum value is given by the value of what? Negative x, no. What's the minimum value, guys? Check all the notes. Somebody saying something? No, negative h is not the minimum value. K. Very good, Amory. Amory said it. K. What's K? Negative 13 over 12. That's the minimum value. Then they proceeded to ask us what is the value of x, which f of x is the minimum, right? Write this as a note one time. I gave you the above, but I'm putting it back, right? The value of x for which f of x is a minimum is the axis, well, the equation of the axis of symmetry. Both of them are the same thing they're asking for, right? Write it, Johnny. The equation of the axis of symmetry. Right? Right. So x is equal to negative h is the value of x, which f of x is our minimum. Actually, it's maximum or minimum, eh? Maximum or minimum, eh? It's not just minimum alone. Maximum or minimum, for which f of x is a maximum. Wait. A maximum or minimum, right? All right, so that word. So let's put this in somewhere. Maximum, not somewhere where you're putting it before minimum or after. You can put it after minimum also. Maximum or minimum, right? Okay. Right. So what is to be? What's the value of x, which f of x is a minimum in this case? It'll be x is equal to negative of negative 5 over 6, which will mean x is equal to what? X is equal to positive 5 over 6. Everybody good here? Video, right. So I'm going to write down what A is. A is equal to 3, B is equal to negative 5, and C is equal to 1. So X will be equal to negative of negative 5 plus or minus, I put this in our bracket, right? The square root of negative 5 squared plus 4 by 3 by 1. All over 2 by 3. Right? So things I can do here, I can say a negative and a negative would be a positive. So this will be positive 5. Plus or minus the square root of, now somebody had to give me what you're getting when you work out this on it here. This is supposed to be minus, all right? That's wrong. Hold on. This is supposed to be a minus. B squared minus 4AC. Right. Give me some answers there.
The square root is 13.
13. Somebody second 13. Right. I say Aiden say yes. Right. Somebody else said yes. Right. We branching off, right? There we go. We going left. Right. Right. Left. Left would be anyone, eh? I plus or minus, it don't matter. I just put the plus first. 13 over 6. Somebody go belt out the answer for there. X is equal to 5 minus square root of 2.
Negative 5, so.
No, it's not negative 5. A negative and a negative would be a positive. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I check it over. Somebody give us some answers here. 1.43. Right, it's not 4443. And what's the next one, Shana? Somebody second these, and I want thirds, and I want fourths, and I want fifths. All that's right, and all doing 5 plus, you have to press the 13 first, then press the square root, then press equal, right? Then divide by 6, eh? Both of them correct. I'm on mute. Right. Copy and complete the table below, right? Last day, this is the equation they gave us. It told us y is equal to 20 divided by x squared. They said x is between 2 and 7, right? All my x values are above here, right? All my y values underneath here, okay? Now, using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on both axes, plot the points whose x and y values are given in the tables below. So did you all plot your points? I'm going to put in a graph here, right? Well, the graph paper, pull out the graph book. Oh, people sit down here watching me, yes? One by. I'll make this smaller. Right, I just put a piece of this. I'm not sure if it might be bigger. Let me see how the right. Now, scale. How does scale work? Right? We have 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on both axes, right? Meaning the x and y axis. Now, what I'm going to look at the table to see, are there any negatives anywhere here? No. right? So there are no negatives, so we know we're not working with any negatives, right? So let's go. Once you're not working with any negatives, you can, I'm putting my axes in red so you can see them clearly. Once there are no negatives, we could corner the X and Y axis here, right? So this will be my X axis at the bottom of the page, okay? And then going up, we would have our Y axis. Y axis going up. Come on, you all, draw this out for me. Yeah, get graph paper. Somebody just give her a page now, please. She go pay all the back. Well, from next week, you need real graph paper. Eh? Real graph paper. We go drawing graph like we're going mad. Right. So the corner here would be 0, obviously. Right? Now, 1 centimeter, I'm going to write my scale up here, right? They said 2 centimeters, 2 cm to 1 unit on both X and Y axes, right? On both. Right? So 2 centimeters to 1 unit. Watch it here, right? From here, I'm using the arrow. From here to here will be how much centimeters? Anybody know? From here to here, the first box, in some of y'all, the bolded blocks are the 2 centimeters, right? But from here to here would actually be 1. So once you call 5 in the smaller boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that'll be 1 centimeter. So 2 boxes or 10 smaller boxes would be 2 centimeters. So they said 2 centimeters to 1 unit. 2 centimeters to 1 unit, meaning you're going up in 1, right? 2 centimeters to 1 unit. So you're going 3. So let me just put a little slash here to indicate where we are, right? Slash here, that's 3, that's 4. I know some of you all know drawing a graph for the first time in your life, so try your best to hold it down, right? 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, you see I put that one too close? Watch out, put 7 too close. It's not supposed to be like that. It's 2 centimeters to 1 unit. 6, 7, 8. I'll just go up to 8 here. How much did I have up to up here? Right, it'll have up to 7 on the x-axis. Now on the y-axis, we have up to 5. You all seen 5 as the highest number here, so we could just go up to 5, right? So we're going up to 5. 2 centimeters to 1 unit on both axes, my children. So you count 2 centimeters, 1 unit. 2 centimeters, another one. So you're going up in ones. Right? 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters, and 2 centimeters. Right? I just went up to 6, even though the y-axis only has up to 5. Now you must label your axes, but in this case, they didn't give us any labels, right? It's just the x and y axis, so we just working with that, right? Everybody good there so far? Come right in, this. Make sure you have your axes. Let me pause. I'll run it over because the screen was paused, right, guys? Right? So I'm going to write down all my coordinates. My x values are the values on top. My y values are the values underneath, right? Your first coordinate will actually be 2 and 5, which is written here. My second coordinate, 3 and 2, written here, and so forth, right? So we had 6 and 0.6. The last one is 7 and 0.4. 7, 0.4. Who doesn't understand where I got these coordinates, which I'm now going to use to plot my points? Who doesn't understand that? Anybody here don't understand where we get it from? Raheem, you see where we get it from? Right? This is one coordinate. 2. Write down my coordinates, please, because you're going to use them now to plot the points. Right. What is my first coordinate? 2, 5. Lucky now, earlier. It's 2 on the x-axis, right? So I'm going to put a highlight on how I'm going to locate this, but we're not leaving the highlight there. I'm erasing it after, right? 2, 5. So you're going up on 2 right? We'll stop here, and then you're coming across on 5. So that point would be right here. Should I put it in red here? Let me put it in red. That is my first coordinate. Who doesn't understand how I got this first coordinate? I'm going to move these highlights now, eh? Soraya, you see now we get them first two coordinates? Right? So I'm going to move the highlights now, eh? Because the highlights is not part of the question. Right? I'm moving this highlight, boom. And I'm moving this highlight, boom. So that is the coordinate there, right? Proper thing. Let's get the next coordinate, please. What's the next coordinate here, my children? 3, comma 2.2. So watch, I'm going to show you all where 2.2 is here. This is 2.1, this is 2.2. Your small spaces is the points. So you have 2.1, then 2.2 would be here. 2.2, all right, it's small, right? So 3, comma 2.2. Now, this is where you had a, sometimes people either heard them, but you had to try to see if you could locate it. I'm going up here. So I'm going up on 3, stopping here, and then I'm coming across on 2.2. Oh God, I highlight plenty there, boy, but I get the idea. So let me erase this, because that I find that confusing way more. Right. So watch, I just go and pull it is, right? I'm coming up on 3, and I'm coming across on 2.2, so that point is here. Tell me if I look good there. 3 and 2.2. In pair, talk to me.
Yes, sir.
Very good. I tell you, this lessons is not no play thing for the vacation, eh? I take my vacation lessons just as serious as you need to. We're moving with heat. Heat is the word. Let me go. 4, comma 1. 4, comma 1.3. So could we agree that 1.3, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 is here? 1.3. So we go in 4, comma 1.3. So 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 will be here. Talk to me. All in front here. I just take out this. But this is normal graphs, you know. We had the table above, we get the coordinates and we plot the points is normal thing. But this here, this 20 over x squared is actually a quadratic, eh? Once you have an x squared involved, it's a quadratic, so it would be a curve, right? Now, because it's 20 divided by x squared, it will actually be like, not a full U, but it will be some kind of curve, right? So you go, next one, 5, comma what? 0.8. Or locate my 0.8 there. I see this here. Um, 0.8 would be like here, right before we reach 1. 0.8. 5, comma 0.8 would be here. Who's not seen this, boy? All I need to open all the mouth and tell me what's going on, please. Megan, your camera not working? Megan, is your camera working? You understand what's going on here, sister? All right, very good. What's the next coordinate here, Megan? 6 and 1. Megan, what's the next coordinate here? 6, comma? Thank you. 6, comma 0.6 is where? Here? This is 0.5, so here will be 0.6. So let me go. 6, comma 0.6 is here. Right? 7, comma what? Excellent. So guys, this is why there's no who fallen. When I say I ask you all, like what's the next coordinate, and you know, that's why there's no free on top of things. And that's it, then. And that's it. That's nothing else, then. Emerita, anything else there? Right, so let me go. We draw a curve. We connecting everybody. It is not a line graph. It is a quadratic curve, right? So we go in. We start in here. So we go in, boom. Stop in here, bang. Curve in it, bang. Stop in here, bang. Stop in here, bang. Bang. Right. So this here, I'm going to write it in red. So you must label your quadratic. This quadratic here will be y is equal to 20 over x squared. That is the definition for that quadratic curve. Right, so we're going on to C. Use your graph to estimate the value of y when x is 4.5. So we're going to use our graph, right? Now, some of you all estimate might be a little different to mine because it's a curve. Sometimes the graph might be on point. But CXC should have a range of answers for a range of answers to this question, right? So there we go. Where would x be 4.5? You all seen 4.5 here? Would that be here? Would here be 4.5? In between 4 and 5, right? So we're going up to the graph. They said use the graph to estimate this. So we're going up. Straight line up to the graph. Boom. You're stopping by wherever you're touching the graph, right? And then you're going across. Mine's looking like it is exactly on 1. Tell me what you're getting. So mine's is exactly on 1. So I would have, therefore, y is equal to 1. Right. Directly on 1. Everybody, we looking good there? 1. Right? So we come to the graph, and then we come across to the point it lines up with. So this will be my y value when x is 4.5. Proper thing. Everybody?
Yes, it's simple.
Yeah, it's simple. Now, everything I do is simple so far. Now, watch them questions above I doing, Danny. It's simple thing, you know. It's just if everybody want to play this demigod and feel like you just come and do this once in class and then you don't go and do no homework and it go stick in your head. You know why? Because all is gods, right? There we go. Find the value of x when y is equal to 3.5, right? So y is 3.5 now. So I go to the y-axis. Is y 3.5 here, my children?
Yeah.
Right? So we go into the graph. Huh?
No. Guys, that's 2.5.
Yeah. So mine's looking like, I would say coming straight down on 2.5. Yeah. I would say mine's coming straight down on 2.5. Second, if all again is 2.5, I get x as 2.5.
I got 2.5.
Proper thing, boy. Proper thing. Therefore, x is equal to 2.5. Right? Okay. So the function y is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3 is defined in the domain -2 less than x less than or equal to 4. That simply means that x is starting at -2. Somebody mic on. Somebody mic on. Taylor, you hearing all that noise? All right, there you go. So it, all right, no problem. So it starts at -2, it ends at +4, right? So the table shows the corresponding values of y. Right, so it shows the corresponding values of y for 5 selected values of x, right? So you want to find all the corresponding values, meaning that you need to take these values and plug it into this function. Everybody cool there? So complete the table by calculating and inserting the missing values of y. So much missing values we have? 3. So the first situation is going to be when x is what? What's the value of x in the first missing situation? X is equal to -2. What's the value of y? Y is given by what? X squared minus 2x minus. This is a what kind of equation again? This is a quadratic. Everybody good there? Quadratic, right? Question, what number is understood in front of this x squared? There's no number there. What number is understood? 1. Proper thing, right? So let's substitute and find the value of y. So y would be equal to -2 in brackets squared minus 2 by -2 minus 3. Cool? Let's work. Punch that in on a calculator. Give me the value of y. Y is equal to what? 5? Just 5, right? Somebody second that 5.
It's 5.
Right. So I'm putting 5 up here. Okay? So we're going again. What's my other value of x? Let me see if I can put a line here to separate it. Right? Yeah, go quickly. X is equal to 1. So y will be equal to 1 squared minus 2 by 1 minus 3. When you work this out, what they get to? Huh? Negative? Somebody second negative 4. Somebody second negative 4. You get that? So anybody online get negative 4? Cool, where you get? Right. Last one. So using the same equation for all, so we're going with x is equal to 3 now. Y will be equal to 3 squared minus 2 by 3 minus 3. Y will be equal to 0. Somebody second 0. Yeah? Everybody good there? All in talking, boy. Everybody good with this? Online. Everybody good here? So we completed our table, right? Now using a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 1 unit on the x-axis and y-axis, plot the graph for this quadratic, which is y is equal to negative 2x, sorry, x squared minus 2x minus 3, right? Now I'm pull this graph from up here. Let's see if I can just pull the grid alone. Boom, bang. All right, now we talk about. We coming right here. So let me put x-axis, y-axis. All of them draw them? All of us get them some. They might probably just need about one more. Yeah. Somebody give the chat. I don't have graph paper, please. Right. X-axis. I'm going up here. We have the y-axis. Could I send this up? Go back up. Go down. Go back down. Right, boom. Right, this is what? This is my what axis up here? Y. Right. Scale. The scale is 1 centimeter to 1 unit. You have to write this in on both. Write it in on the top somewhere. On both axes. Okay? 1 centimeter to 1 unit. So we go in here 0. So we just count it in ones. 1, 2.
Right, so one second. They don't have a negative unit for the.
Hey, it's a negative numbers here. Ooh, yeah. So we had to center this. Let's see why we had to center, because we are negative numbers. So we had to center this. So this had to come center. Yeah, very good. Center and center. We are centered here. Here, right? Right. Bring up this. This is your x-axis. You'll see why we had to center it, right? Oh, good, I'm going to roll up here, boy. How much positives we have? Y up to 5 now. I gotta come down some. 5. Yeah, we'll catch it there. Right, bring this across. Bring this across. y-axis. All right, all these bad boys coming on this side. 2, 1. Going to the left would be your negative numbers, right? Going to the right would be a positive. Going up would be positive. Going down would be negative, right? 0 is in the middle, right? 0 is in the middle here. This will be -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. Here we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Going up would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same kind of bit. Everybody done plot it out? Anybody? Oh, look at Sarah plot all the points now. I don't know why some all others be waiting for me. 6, 7, right? Going down would be my negatives, right? -1. Ooh, I'll put -1. Right? -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. Everybody good here? Somebody give me my coordinates now. I want to write them in the corner here. What's the first coordinate? -2, -2, 5. Next one. Next. -0. That's all my erasers. 0, comma. Next. 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 And lastly. Right, so let's start a plot. -2 on the, which axis is the first value? My first value would be my x-axis value, right? Cool, Tyler? Tyler, you start a plotted? Or again, problems to Jared. What's going on? Right. So -2 on the x-axis would be, let me highlight it as we go along, so they will see that. -2 on the x-axis is here. You all see that? All right. So we're going up on -2 and we reach to 5. Right? Oh, you see that? And we're coming across to the 5. So right here is where these 2 points would meet. So I'm going to put it in red. That's my first coordinate. You get that right? Everybody see now to get my first coordinate? Priya, you good here? Taylor, you plotting these things, right? You good here, Priya?
Yeah.
Taylor, you plotting these things, right? Right. I'm moving this highlight, right? I'm moving this. Move and move. Is that the point, right? Right, let me go again. What's the next coordinate here? -1 on the x-axis and 0 on the y. That point is actually going to be on the axis here itself. Right? You see right there? I put a little circle around it. That point is going to be here. Right? That's where that point is going to be. Cool? I'm moving these circles. I'm trying to show you all where it's going to be. So that's the point there. Everybody good there? -1 on the x, 0 on the y. Look, 0 on the y here. So it's like -1 on the x and 0 on the y. Negative 1 on the x is here itself, and then 0 on the y is here. So that's where it line up. So 0, what is it? 0 on what axis? This 0 here represents 0 on what axis? X. So 0 on the x-axis would be in line with this. Anywhere in line with this would be 0. Negative 3 on the x would be here. I'm sorry, negative 3 on the y. That is where that coordinate is. Everybody seen my 3 coordinates here so far? Next coordinate, 1 on the x, negative 4 on the y. So that value is actually going to be, I don't know if I gotta move this here. Right? Because the coordinate going to be right there. Let's move in this one alone, right? So negative 4 would actually be here, right? But watch it. Negative 1 on the x, negative 4 on the y would be here. That's why I just move the negative 4 to the other side because this is where the point had to be, right? Negative 1, let me draw some highlights to show how I locate it. Negative 1 on the x, right? Boom. I came down here. And then negative 4 on the y, I came across here. So that's where the points meet. Emery, you good here? Everybody good here? Let's work. I'm moving them highlights, eh? I'm moving this highlight too. I'm moving this. Right? So let me go. 2 on the x, negative 3 on the y. 2 on the x, negative 3 on the y. Where am I, boy? Where am I? 2 on the x, negative 3 on the y. Are we here, right here?
Yes.
Yeah, right here. Then 3 on the x and 0 on the y will be here on this point itself. 3 on the x, 0 on the y. Cool? Right? And then 4 on the x, 5 on the y will be a little higher. So 4 on the x is here, 5 on the y will be quite up here. Everybody good there? Now we're going to draw our quadratic curve, right? So let's insert. So we start in, boom. Come into here, bang. Going again, bang. Coming down here, bang. Going up here, bang. Then to here, bang. Then straight to this bad boy up here. Perfect. All you tell me?
No, sir.
All right. So this curve will be y is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3. That's the definition of this curve, right? The quadratic equation there. Right. So using the information from your graph above, right? Complete each of the following statements. The value of x for which x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, meaning where your graph is cutting through your x-axis, you want the two values where the graph is cutting through the x-axis. So what would those two values be? Negative 1 and proper thing. Negative 1, let me get my blue ink. Negative 1 and 3, right? Those are actually my what? What do we call that? What's our next word for my x values? Roots. These are the roots. Okay? These are my roots. Everybody good here? Daryl, put on your camera, please. Cool. Your camera. Right. The minimum value of this quadratic is the value of what? Check your notes. The minimum value is the value of k. Is the value of k, right? It is the value of k. The minimum value is the value of k, but the coordinates of the minimum point are what? What are the coordinates of my minimum point given by? Negative h, comma, k. This is the coordinates of the minimum or maximum point. And as I keep saying minimum, but it's minimum or maximum point, right? Yeah, I just barely see it in CXC. I don't really see it in CXC. CXC does always do minimum, right? Right, very good, Megan. Very good, Megan. Our seniors here. Very good. Right, so we're going up. What are the coordinates of my minimum point here, my children? What are the coordinates at the minimum point? The coordinates. What is the x value? Your coordinates means a x value and a y value. Nobody not able to see that way? -1 and 0, no. What is it there, Danny? So that means most of us don't understand the concept of minimum point. Go ahead, Ferguson. Excellent, Ferguson. Excellent. Listen, there is the bottom of the valley. 1 and -4. So what's something? Negative h comma k is actually going to be 1 comma -4. So that would imply that negative h is equal to 1, which means h is actually -1, right? But the coordinates of the minimum point is going to be 1. Let me highlight it here because I know 3/4 of us have seen this. 1, the bottom of the valley, look the lowest point here earlier, and -4. That's the coordinates at the minimum point, right? Right, the lowest point is the minimum point. This here would be my minimum point. It's at the bottom. This is your -h comma k, right? In this case, it is actually 1 comma -4, which I told you all implies that h would be -1, right? Write this down all on your graph and think from, right? So the minimum value is the value of k to be -4, right? As I said, the minimum point is the point at the base here. I had to call you back. Right? At the base here, this minimum point will be at the bottom of the valley, right? It's -h comma k. As I said, that simply means that h would be -1, right? So we go now. The equation of the line of symmetry of the graph, right? What the equation of the line of symmetry is given by? The line of symmetry is the axis of symmetry, eh? 0 what? 0 negative? No. What is the equation of the axis of symmetry given by? Hey, all that killing me now. We did it this morning. What is? Anybody online? What's the equation of the axis of symmetry? Huh? X is equal to what? Thank you. Thank you. X is equal to -h, right? So the equation of the axis of symmetry will simply be x is equal to, now you'll see that in this case here, -h is actually going to be equal to 1. Eh? That's the height here. So x is going to be equal to 1. That is the equation of axis of symmetry. I now want to write out that definition again. You all have it high up, right? But the equation of the axis of symmetry is given by x is equal to -h, right? Right. Now they ask in our next question here, they want the values of x for which x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal to -x plus 3. So they want to know when the quadratic above we just drew is equal to a line, but you need to draw the line to figure out that. So what should I'm going to do? So I'm going to say when y is equal to -x plus 3. We need to get two coordinates on this line, right? So we can't say when x is equal to 0, we figure out what y is. And then we're going to say when y is equal to 0, we can figure out what x is. We need to get two coordinates on this line because it's basically y will be this and y will be this. You want to see when both lines intersect or the line and the curve intersect, what the values of x would be. So let's find this here. When x is 0, y will be equal to negative. There's no such thing as -0. So that be 0 plus 3, y will be equal to 3. So what's the first coordinate on that line is, right? The first coordinate on that line was the value of the x the x-axis value here? What's the value of x here? 0. And what do we work out the value of y to be? So that's a point on this line. We're trying to get two coordinates on this line, which is this. Right? Where did I get this from? That is this. We want to see when the curve and the line meet, what would the values of x be? So we go now, we're trying to find our next point, right? So if it's y is equal to negative x plus 3, y is 0, 0 is equal to negative x plus 3. I'm going to carry the negative x here so to become positive, right? So positive x plus 0 would be x. Everybody agrees? It'll be x plus 0, which is 3, which means x is equal to 0. So what the coordinates, not 0, 3, sorry. X is equal to 3. So what will be the coordinates of this point here? What's the value of x? And what's the value of y? 0. So we're going to plot these 2 points and draw a line through it, right? Watch how it's going to go. X is 0, y is 3. X is 3, y is 0. So I'm going to plot those 2 points, right? X is 0, y is 3. That'll be here. I want to put it in a different color. Hold on. Let me put it in what can sound here by green. Let me see if green or sound. X is 0, y is 3. That's here. Right? X is 0, y is 3 would actually be on the y-axis, right? Then the next coordinate is x is 3, y is 0. That's actually right here. Right? And I'm going to draw a line straight through these points now. So we're going to insert a line. So watch how it's going to go. We're coming from here, through here, through here. And I'm seeing that it's actually going to be running through here. Right, that's now. This had to go up. Right, I'm going to put this in black. Right, and let me make it a little darker. Right. So this line that I just drew would actually be, let's put it in red. This line here would be y. This. All right. Y is equal to negative x plus 3. So what are the values of x where the line and the curve cut? What are the x values? What's the value of x for this point here, this green point here? What's the value of x here? Anybody? For the first one, I'm going to put the arrow by it. What's the value of x at this point? 3. What's the value of x at this point here? Because this is the next point where they cut. What's the value of x here? Minus 5, no? Minus 2, the value of x. Very good. Minus 2. So this question is simply asking for the values of x where the curve and this line being x, negative x plus 3 meet. We want the values of x. Those values of x would be 3 and negative 2. Right? So I'm gonna go ahead.
How come they put the value of x as I see the part where I don't understand.
Right. So why I put the value of x as 0 is an excellent question. Why did I do that? It's because it's the only sure point you could see. If I put in x as 0, right, it's not really a sure point, but it's 2 points that you could use in order to find corresponding values. So if I use x as 0, I can find the corresponding value of y. If I use y as 0, I can find the corresponding value of x, and I can locate 2 points on this line, which is y is equal to negative x plus 3. Right, Danny?
Yes.
So I want us to copy now.